Hi everyone and welcome to Homerino Collectibles, where today I'm going to be doing a review of the S.H.Figuarts Dragon Ball Z Vegeta. Now this is actually not an official version, and what this is a Datong version. So this is essentially a fake, but they are done so closely to the real things that in my eyes they are actually better. And you know, there's nothing like bad QC wise with these. They're not really bad rip-offs or anything. Datong, essentially the company, instead of Tamashii Nations, S.H.Figuarts stuff, basically it is the exact same thing, just packaged a little differently, and just ever so slightly, coloured different and whatnot. But I'll show you the differences in a second. But first up, I'm going to show you the differences with the box. So if you are actually after an official version, basically this is the first thing that you're going to see is different. This is the official Super Saiyan Goku box, which is this Goku right here. This is essentially the size of most of the S.H.Figuarts Dragon Ball Z boxes. So the Datong ones are a little bigger. Now, as you can see, on this one right here, the names and everything are in English. And then you do get some Japanese when you switch it to the back for all the bios and whatnot. And then you get a sticker down. Well, this one was for like, I don't know, 20th anniversary of something, so you got a sticker there or something. But you got Dragon Ball Kai right there, and you got Bandai logo down there. See, this was like a kind of reissue, so the original one of this will have Dragon Ball Z, but this was Dragon Ball Kai in the sticker because it was a later reissue. And then you've got Tamashii Nations down here on the bottom and everything, and then you've got the picture on the side, so that is what to look for. You still get the picture on the side, however everything is in Japanese, so you don't get the English name on there. Essentially, if it has the English name in a smaller box, it's most likely going to be the official one. You can see down here the Tamashii Nations logo. See this little red bit that sticks out the side? That is actually what that is. So what they've done is they've taken a logo and they've put it over the top of the Tamashii Nations logo, but they haven't even done a very good job of it, so it doesn't even cover it. So that's pretty hilarious, actually. When I first saw that, I was like, what the hell? But I did actually know that I was buying a Datong version. There you go, on the back it says Datong. And there's a good reason for it. This thing I paid about, I don't know, something like 20 or 30 something pounds for. The official one is going to be, at the very least, £50 or £60 plus, and you can transfer that into whatever currency that you use. But yeah, so the official ones, once they've been out for a year or two, they get pretty damn expensive after a while. So yeah, that is the box. I would love to tell you what it says, but unfortunately I don't read Japanese, so all I can read is, it's over 9,000, I'm the strongest in the universe, and ah! So that's pretty much all I can tell you about that, so let's get this thing open and show you exactly what it comes with. So we have the tray, and then we have a couple of other bits and pieces. So first of all, we get the clear stand, and I'll get all that stuff out and show you how it works in a second. And then we also get an instruction sheet, which essentially inside here it just tells you how to change up his heads and everything, and just how everything works. So it is very nice that they did include an instruction sheet, even though they are kind of a rip-off company. But this is everything that it comes with, and it's absolutely fantastic. So you get a set of open hands, you get a set of hands like this, so for charging blasts and for stuff like that, and obviously that's once it's like firing blasts or stopping a blast. We then have a pair of hands that are open palm but closed fingered, so it's just like this. And then we get an instant transmission hand, which I do find kind of strange, because this is essentially, the Vegeta Saga version of Vegeta, and he can't instant transmission at this point, so it's kind of strange that they include that. However, he does use his fingers to fire sometimes, like for example, just like Frieza at one point, he does kill a Namekian by going bang and doing that and firing, so, I didn't see it, but at some point he may have fired with his fingers like this. I can't remember, I didn't actually watch it through recently, I have them on DVD. But it's there, so that's pretty cool. And then he has a hand with the Scouter crushed, and that is one main difference to the official one, which I'll get to in a second. So then you actually get the loose Scouter. You get 3 different head sculpts, and then obviously a 4th if you include the one he's got on. The set of fists that he actually has in there is actually just literally just fists. He's got that tail on, which I'll show you in a second, and then you've obviously got this other loose open tail. He's got another set of arms, so you can have his arms folded, and then he's got the other head piece, and then because one of them allows the Scouter in and the other one doesn't, and then he's got the energy blast. So that's everything that it comes with. It's a hell of a lot. It's more than came with Goku, because you get a stand and everything with it as well. Absolutely awesome. So let's get this thing open and take a look. And here is Vegeta out of the packaging and in a bit of a brawl with Super Saiyan Goku here. And these figures are my absolute favourite figures of all time. They are just so fantastic. The amount of accessories and everything that you get, the posability, the detail and everything, absolutely awesome. So like I said earlier, this is the Datong version, so I will be telling you the differences to the official S.H.Figuarts Tamashii Nations version, but there really are extremely slight differences between the two. Most of it is just basically colour. So first of all, let's take a look at the blasts then. So the first blast that we get, basically both of them are cast in like very clear light blue plastic, and so obviously when it gets into the center it looks like it's a darker blue. It's just that less light is getting through there, which makes for a really cool effect. And then they both have basically white paint put on them. You can use them in any way. This is the other one. Obviously you could just have him firing this blast, you could have someone else firing this blast at him. The way that you use both of them together is like I had it there. You have them like this, so it looks like this is just directly from his hand, the blast, and then this is the end of the blast, so this would get further and further away, whilst this would stay right by his hand. So you can display them as far apart as you can really with the stand, or if you had more stands then you can go ahead and obviously put them wherever you want. But they both have, there you go, they both have a little hole. If we get some focus going on here, there we go. They both have a little hole so that the stand can fit in, and yeah, they're just really superbly done. So there's no difference here with the real one. So now let's take a look at the stand. It is held up by these clamps right here. I'll just take him out, and the actual little clamp sections, you just take them off this, just cut them off with pliers. Don't try and pry them off, cut them off with pliers or something, or extremely sharp scissors. And then you're going to want to use a craft knife or something sharp, like a razor blade or something. And if you are like under 14 or 18 or whatever, obviously just get an adult to do it for you. You know, because I don't want to be responsible for you cutting yourself on your brand new action figure. And then you basically just take off those rough edges, and then you just push them into place on here. And they are very, very, very sturdy. They're not obviously too stiff that you can't move, but they will hold pretty much any figure really. You know, most 7-inch figures and everything, providing they're not too heavy, will still be able to held up by these arms here. So this here can rotate because it's just plugged into the end. These three are exactly the same. I will take one off just to show you. Basically what we have here is the base with 3 points, one there, and one there. When it comes in these 2 points, it will have these little plugs in. So on this you've got the thick bit, and then you've got the thin bit at the other end. Basically the thick bit will fit into this, and then if you put the plug in, then the thin bit will be able to fit into that, and then the thick bit, if you've got something that's that size that it can plug into an action figure's back or something, then you can go ahead and use that for the purpose of a flight stand. Alternatively, you can use the little bit to plug into someone's back, or you can use the claw to basically hold them at their waist or wherever you want. So it's absolutely fantastic because you can obviously just push that up like that, and you can cradle them in it and have a really awesome flight pose. These things, it has a bit of articulation right there, and right there. So you've got 3 points of articulation in each. They each have a screw in them, so if it is a bit loose over time, if you're worried about it just drooping with your figure, just go ahead and tighten that up, and it'll be just like new. So that is the stand. Absolutely fantastic. Love this thing. Obviously, as a reviewer, and with this being my first actual flight stand, this is going to help me out a hell of a lot to give you some more awesome poses in pictures and for thumbnails, and just to show you some awesome flight poses that you can get with some figures and stuff instead of just holding them and stuff. So it's going to be absolutely fantastic. So this is an awesome addition. So moving on to Vegeta himself right here. Basically, let's go through some of the accessories before we actually look at just detail and whatnot. The arms, you can pull them out basically at this socket, and you can actually put in this set of crossed arms just like you could with the Piccolo figure, which I will be getting soon to review, by the way. So basically that is how he would look with his arms folded, so pretty cool there. So Vegeta also comes with an extra head and a few other faces basically. So first of all, let's just take this Scouter off here and take the face off here. So it's a lot better than the Goku in the way that with Goku, when I turn his head left and right and whatnot, the head pops off so easy. This is held on much better than that, so I give that a massive plus. So the actual difference between the two head pieces is really, really slight. Basically, this one has this notch in here so that you can plug the Scouter in, and this one does not. So they both have the cutaways for the ears to go in, but that's basically the difference between them. And with the head on, you can barely see that notch there anyway. So if I were you, basically, I wouldn't keep on interchanging them and whatnot. I would basically just keep this hairpiece on and then just swap out the actual faces. Basically, I would just keep this in the box and then have it as just a spare one in case anything ever happens to that. But it is nice that they give you two, but really, in my opinion, it doesn't really need it. But like I say, you know, it is nice. It came with it, so there you go. One difference to the actual, the official figure is with the heads. As you can see here, you've got the nice shading and whatnot in the actual skin tone right there. And then if you flip it to the back, it has no shading. You can see that it gets lighter when it goes round to the back. Because it's got none of that darker tone on there. Well, the official ones, they do have a bit more shading right inside there. It does carry on through to the back. Even though you can't see it, it does carry on through. So that is one of the differences between that and the official one. So here we have a kind of screaming head kind of thing, angry, whatever, like he's firing a blast or whether he's shouting or whatever. We have a smirky face. So those two are my favourite faces. And then we have just a not a sad face, just non-expression face basically. He's just standing there watching Nappa fight kind of a face. And then over here we have the super angry. You can use it as if he's being attacked. He's got his eyes shut. He's got the beads of sweat there, which are actually molded in and then painted on, so that's really, really cool. And that's one reason why I really love these figures. Not only can you express yourself with the figures through different poses and whatnot, and depending on what mood you're in, you can change up how they look and everything, but you can literally change the figure's mood by changing out their face, and then it gives you even more options for customization. Now the Scouter, I'll just plug in a face right here. There we go. Let's just get that on there. The Scouter, it fits in there pretty well. Basically, it's just this clear pink plastic, and then it's got the paint on there for the rest of it, and it looks really phenomenal. Basically, as you can see behind the ear, and there's that little nick just showing, you basically just whack that in there, covers the eye, and boom, he's wearing his Scouter. If you were to play with these figures, if you shake it and whatnot, it's not going to come out. Obviously, if you just display it, it's not going to come out, but just be careful with it because it's not the most secure thing in the world, because the way that the face is and the way it's all shaped and how far that stick actually goes inside the hair, it doesn't plug in as much when there's actually a face on. If you take the face off, it can actually plug a bit further into that hole, so just be careful with it and just make sure that you don't lose it. If it's on the shelf, if some things fall over or something, just make sure that when you put him back up, he's still got his Scouter on, because if you forget about it and then do the vacuuming and your Scouter's gone, you're going to be pissed. So just keep an eye on it. It's not easy to fall out, but if it does, It's pretty much, like, for me, my most favourite part of this whole thing, so just be careful with that. So the scouter that comes with his hand, as you can see, it is painted, so it is a different colour. The official version, this is actually, instead of being moulded like this, like all the other hands, and then just painted the end, it is actually this type of clear translucent plastic with white paint over it and stuff. So that is another difference between that and the official one, but that's the biggest difference, and that's so slight. I wouldn't want to pay the extra 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, £100, whatever it is, so you can get your hands on the official version, just so that you can have that in clear translucent plastic, and so you can have a bit more shading, because what happens is the brown in these slots is a little bit lighter on the official one. The blue right inside here, I think there's a little bit more of it, and it might be a bit lighter on the official one. And then on his actual blue undersuit, in between here, you can see that there's a bit of black shading, but not too much. It shows up more in real life than on the camera, probably, from what I can see. Basically, there's a bit more of that on the official one. Apart from that, there are literally no differences. So on, the skin tone, if you put them next to each other, the actual skin tone, it will be slightly different because the shading colour that's used is only just slightly different. And then obviously just bits and bobs of shading, but for the most part, exactly the same. And if you were to see them both separately, instead of holding them together, if you look at them separately, I know obviously if you had them both, you would be able to tell which one was which, but it's not much, as in it doesn't matter. It really does not matter. So I would definitely recommend to anyone that's thinking, oh, well, I don't want to buy like a knockoff or something, the Datong versions, they're really not your kind of classic knockoff. It's just another version of the same figure. It's basically just a repaint. It honestly is. It's that good. It's basically official quality anyway. So let's get into just the last accessory here, and that is the tail. Basically, it's plugged in here on this little ball peg. You can take it out and you can put this tail in. It just plugs into itself there. That plugs into the tail, and you can just pry it off him, and then you can just put this one on, and it's got a bit of articulation in there, so that you can move it around a little bit, and obviously you can swing it around however you want. But yeah, so that's pretty much it. And if you want to just closer look at the other hands, because I didn't show them off much in the box, they've got a nice bit of detail on there showing shadowing. So there's that one, and then we've got this gripping one, and like I said, there's two of each. And then you got the fist, obviously, you've got the instant transmission hand, and then you've got the open blast hand. So yeah, really, really awesome. So articulation here, the head moves up and down very good, and for someone like Vegeta, who you want all those, classic, awesome, like, powerful poses and everything. I love the figures that can look down. They just look so menacing and everything when you have people looking down, especially with the folded arms and everything. It just looks so epic. Obviously you got good left and right, which, like I said earlier, with Goku, when I do that, the head comes off. It's so loose, but this one is fine, so that's fantastic. A little bit of neck pivot left and right and forward and back, but it's really not much. It's not as much as the Goku that I have. These shoulder blades, they are on ball joints, and you can take them off, but I mean, it looks kind of strange if you want to have it as as the uniform that he wears in the Frieza saga, whereby it doesn't have the shoulder pads and stuff. It just looks a bit kind of strange, so I'm going to plug those back on. So they do move a little bit like that, and then when you push it back in like that, it looks completely flawless, looks awesome. But it's just there so that you can get a bit more articulation out of the arm, just so it moves a little bit, but it's not really that much. So it does hinder articulation a little bit, but it's not that bad. So the shoulder inside, it's got this joint on the inside, like so you can move it, all that articulation. It's just kind of an armpit joint kind of thing there, so it looks fantastic. Obviously it can move up and down really nicely because you can move around on this hinge as well on the shoulder. So you got loads of articulation in there to move the shoulder around and bring it all the way out. so that's cool. You got the rotation at the bicep. You've got an elbow joint right here, which is a double jointed elbow, but because of the glove and everything, it's basically that's how much you can move it. And then you have rotation at the wrist and in and out, and that's on both sides. Then we have these that move up out of the way for articulation, which is fantastic. Just like other S.H.Figuarts figures, you have that kind of double kind of ab crunch thing whereby you can move a little bit but not much, but then when you bring it up you can go all the way forwards, you can go all the way back on this double joint that's inside here, which is absolutely fantastic, and then you can just peg it straight back in. So you can get all manner of different poses with this thing because it's on a ball joint up here and then a ball joint down here, so it moves a lot. And then obviously you've just got your standard left and right on that ball joint too. The legs, they come down like so, meaning that you can bring the leg all the way up for kicks and all the way back too, and then they can go all the way out to the side on that joint, which is fantastic. Obviously it's a ball joint right there, so they rotated the upper part of the thigh. He has double jointed knees. You can rotate down here at the feet. They go up a little bit, not too much though, down very good, so you can have awesome flight poses because the feet go right down, which is fantastic. Obviously you've got a good ankle pivot left and right. They're basically on a ball joint, so you can do whatever you want with them. They have the toe articulation too. No peg holes in the bottom of the feet, but because it comes with a stand like this, I'm not too fussed that it doesn't have peg holes, but it would be nice if it did have it. As a size comparison, here he is next to Super Saiyan Goku, shorter as he should be. They look pretty cool next to one another. So I have to say I 100% recommend this guy. If you're picking him up, there's tons on eBay, really cheap. But what you've got to be careful for is, usually they will actually say Datong in the title. Like I said, you know, look out for that star box. Look out for some of the differences that I have showed you if you can actually see the pictures. But you know, most notably, like this not being pink translucent, that's going to be the easiest giveaway. Just if you could just see it on its own without a comparison side to side with anything, apart from the box, obviously. But just make sure that they do actually say Datong in the title, because then you know you know what you're getting, and you know that the seller knows what they're selling. Because if the seller is selling it as an S.H.Figuarts Vegeta without saying like /Datong in the title, then you know that even though you know what it is, you're kind of giving in to the fact that that seller thinks that people are going to fall for it and be able to charge a little bit higher of a price. So just make sure that you actually buy from people that say that it is a Datong, because they are great in their own right, and we want to be buying from people that sell them as what they are. You don't want to be selling from, you know, buying from like a fraudster or something. But absolutely fantastic. Definitely go ahead and pick this up, and there's a lot of reviewers out there that would back me up on this as well, that basically this is better than the official version because it's basically not different at all. And with the current prices, yeah, if you could get this at the same time as when it actually came out, get the original. But now, with the prices that the original sells for, this is definitely the best way to go, and you're basically getting the exact same figure. So thanks for watching, guys. If you want to check out more pictures of this with all the different accessories and everything, go ahead and follow me. My name is Homerino123 on both Instagram and Twitter. Later on today, I'm just going to take a load of pictures with a load of different accessories and with other figures, and it's going to be awesome. I can't wait to do it, because I know that you guys don't want to sit here and watch me interchange everything and show you all the different kinds of poses that you can get, because the video is going to go on for long enough. So if you want to see more figures like this, I have Piccolo and Krillin on their way, and I'm also putting a pre-order in, which will come out about April, May or something, for the Super Saiyan Teen Gohan, which is how he looks in the Cell Saga. Basically, that is my favourite form of Gohan, and that figure sells for a hell of a lot of money right now. It's one of the most popular figures, and it sold out pretty much immediately when it came out originally. So it's your best chance to go ahead and get one of those, so make sure you go onto Big Bad Toy Store and pre-order yourself one too. So if you want to check out those types of reviews and other collectibles, go ahead and subscribe, and tell me in the comments what you think about this Vegeta, and if you like the video and want to watch more videos like this, then go ahead and click on that like button. So thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you next time.